This is a continuation of my haunted house series. This is the last part. And I'm doing something different here. I'm talking about the game instead of actually sitting down and playing through the game. I wanted to talk about it because I feel like this game, although I brought it up, I don't, and like AVGM brought it up, I don't think it gets that much recognition, as this was the very first ever true horror game that ever came out on a home console, really. Um, it was, like, it kind of shaped what video game horror kind of was. Like, you're basically, the story of the game is you're in a haunted house and you're trying to find a urn that belonged to Zachary Graves. It's very linear story, but like the monsters in the game, like spiders and the ghost is actually Zachary Graves. You don't know who the detectives are or whatever, but it's definitely a game that I feel like some people should try out just for, like to see where horror games came from and like how good horror games were. Or like why we should appreciate new horror games, It's like this wasn't Resident Evil Village or Silent Hill, it's nothing like that. It's like, it doesn't rely on jump scares and instead relies on like, if you get hurt, you get this loud, booming sound effect. It's definitely a game that I recommend for people who do like older horror games, like really older horror games, and people who just want to know what horror games are like back when this came out. It's like, what was horror games like before Resident Evil or Sweet Home even, because some people think Sweet Home was the first horror game. And it definitely could take that, but I don't know. I can't really say we would have Sweet Home if we didn't have Haunted House. Which, if you really want to take this far back, there was a game actually with the same name, Haunted House, but without the story on the Magnavox Odyssey. But that was two-player, and it wasn't nearly as, in my opinion, good as what we got on the Atari 2600. There's still speedruns of this game. This game could be beaten in like 5 seconds. But, why would you want to beat the game at 5 seconds when you could go around and explore the entire house? Like, I mean, it's a little confusing to get, but basically you find the urn and you go back down to the first level and you escape where you came in from, which is the middle hallway door on your right, I believe. Yeah, door on your right, so just take that. And you'll be out. It's definitely a game that I highly recommend. And definitely a game for the ages.